Hey YouTube, coming at you with the Fossil Cup team from Rev. Let's get the basketball net in the background. They say, loved your feedback last time, so that's why I'll send another video. This team is pretty straightforward, an ABB line with the best meta Pokemon, Jellicent as a safe swap who can deal some decent damage in a losing matchup. After some games, I realized that Dynamic Punch would maybe be better. Tips and feedback are always appreciated. Still loving the content. Good luck from the Netherlands. Perfect. So let me just make sure. Yeah, it is a shadow. So in one of my videos earlier, I mentioned that if you're going to run a power punch on Poliwrath, which the user did as a non-shadow, I don't think that's right. As a shadow, you can, I think in this meta, you can run either. The thing with the counter damage is it does so much, especially from a shadow Poliwrath, that just boosting it and just overpowering based on that shadow damage is a legit strategy, but so is just having Dynamic Punch on it. So either works. Ferrothorn, Jellicent, Poliwrath, it is truly a it's a ABB line. You're drawing out Lantern, or you're drawing out Ludicolo, like a Razor Leaf or something with Jellicent, and then Ferrothorn should beat them or take care of the rest, and then Poliwrath runs free. So we'll look at it in action, see how it plays out. So Escav, that is an immediate switch. So there's your Water Gun Lantern, which is a terrible idea in a meta with only 3 typings and one of them is water. So don't know why they're running Water Gun. You're at the point where you may want to fight for switch. Yeah. I think once you saw Water Gun, and your ability to flip switch here, you should probably fight for switch, just because Ferrothorn has such a bad matchup against Escav. So got the shield. There is your Ludicolo, so it would have had you basically hard countered if you did not flip switch here. Get the Shadow Ball off. They're going to try and go to shield Escav. So you should be doing immediately switching. And at this point, just I would shield. It's tricky. Yeah, I was going to say Icy Wind just to ensure you don't get taken out. There's also an argument that you should just Power Punch and try and counter this down before they get a move off, because they might get a move off anyways. And this is the only thing I was concerned about, that you're still so maybe you can Bullet Seed down from this range aggressively. Yeah, so you should be able to pull this out anyways, just going double power up here. When it's in that sort of situation where it's like they have so many shields, they're going to shield anything. And they're probably going to get to another move. If Power Punch could, like, those extra counters take them out or put them into like the 1 HP range that you can just Ferrothorn Bullet Seed down, that'd be great. But obviously worked out there. Good flip. Skarmory. Man, I haven't seen a Skarmory in this whole meta. You're not even... I just put Thunder assuming you're running Thunder. You're running Frustration on this. So you're running a single moved. I didn't even look at that. I just assumed that you were running Thunder on it. But you have a non-TM'd, well, TM it right now. The event is on, so you better get that Frustration off. Do pull out the Lantern. Just going to let this go. Yeah, you already grabbed a shield. I mean, they've grabbed a shield from you already too. You should overfarm a bit here. Even if you have to take a Thunderbolt, that's fine. You take that Thunderbolt, you basically come out with a move. You get to 2 Power Whips. Yeah, now's a good time to throw. That's fine. So get this Power Whip off. Take out there. I would have dumped the energy. I would have dumped the energy to force that shield or do a same amount of damage, and then you could have gone here after. Skarmory does come in, has a move. I don't know how much energy it has because I was not paying attention at the beginning here. So going to try and get this. This is not going to take out, and if they get to a move, then this was a huge mistake. Ooh, just get the counter down. Again, I did not know how much energy they had, so... And get to the Icy Wind, yes, if you're only going to get to 1 move, definitely lower its attack / chip it a bunch, and got the shield, which is surprising in itself considering we know that Poliwrath just banked all that energy. It's not Poliwrath, sorry. Ferrothorn just banked all that energy, so take it out here. Yeah, but same thing. Like if you already grabbed that shield, and they didn't play it like poorly. I don't know why they shielded Poliwrath when you had the Ferrothorn still. Okay. So this is interesting because right now you're leaving yourself vulnerable. I don't like what you're doing here. You're probably going to now dip because now you just leave yourself too vulnerable. Yeah, you just essentially let the worst of both worlds happen. You can't. So the first thing is when you have like an ABB style line, you need to try and draw this out quick. And again, it doesn't need to be like you need to instant swap and make it super obvious you have an ABB line, but you need to go out fairly quick. And a good time to go fairly quick is when they have a shadow counter user against your Ferrothorn. I know that you can grab a shield with the Power Whip, but it's just so much damage to get off. And then you have the other issue of not only are you now going to, you got a shield, don't get me wrong, you got a shield, but now you have the issue of not only are you going to get hard countered here, they're loaded with energy on their Poliwrath. So they're going to keep switch. You're going to be up a shield, but their Poliwrath's going to be loaded, and then they can maybe combo what's left of the last two Pokemon. So we'll see how this plays out. Get the Shadow Ball off. This will chip, will not take out. They will very comfortably get to a Thunderbolt before you. They did not farm up any, which is... And now you are shielding, knowing that you can grab one back. That's not a bad idea considering you're up a shield at this point. So now you need to make a decision when they get this move off here, because you can flip switch if you want, because you would have got to a Shadow Ball and taken it out. Deciding to go here. My only concern is that you're going to try and farm down and it's not going to work. You're going to have to burn a shield, or you just have to go Poliwrath right away. If you go Poliwrath right away, they are loaded. They're just going to Icy Wind you and lower your attack multiple times, and you cannot reset. So here comes an Icy Wind. They'll probably get to 2, and then your attack is going to be, or Dynamic Punch. I thought they would just go double Icy Wind because there's nothing worse than your attack being 2 times lowered, and then you can't do anything about it. Yeah, you can't. I think that whole thing fell apart when you, stayed in that lead match too long. Those animations, I got the video and it said edited but not sped up, which is perfect because if it's edited I can just speed it up myself. So those transitions there are not mine. Those are definitely on the subscribers end here. So again, you should be getting out here. They get out, which is bonkers. You should at least, I would say you have to fake Dynamic Punch because they know this is not anything and they know they can let this go. And they know they can get a Zap Cannon off, and they know that they can grab a shield from you. Now you're probably going to get outpaced to this Dynamic Punch anyways, but you got to at least like make them make that decision later. Having already gone Power Punch once, you might as well just try to out counter this thing at this point. Going for a second one. You may, I would honestly shield it and try and keep this alive. Yeah. The fact that you're already boosted, and this could be double weak too, this could be double steel in the back. And that's like exactly what it is. Just going for the, I thought you would look like you were going for the Icy Wind to lower the attack, but I thought you did. Maybe you accidentally clicked one before. What do you want to do here? I think you come Jellicent. Yep. This is what I would do too. Basically, you're forcing them to throw a Wild Charge and lower their defense, because if they throw a Mirror Shot, you're going to get to a move, and if they lower their defense significantly, you're going to have to almost commit to the Bullet Seed down. You should be able to get to 2 power-ups here, but if they get to 2 Wild Charges, it does not matter. Who wins CMP here? I gotta imagine they do. Yeah. But if it only took 1 move, it's not like you could Bullet Seed down from that range anyways. Yeah. It's tough. I don't think you were wrong in did you grab a shield from the Magnezone on your shielding? I think this is right here. Yeah, it looks like you got scared. You have one of two things you can do here. And you kind of got scared. I think the right one was the, well, it wouldn't have mattered because I got to the wild charges anyways. Because here comes the Magnezone. So 1 and stop. Because it's 1 counter to the wild charge. It's 2 counters to the wild charge. So you have a decision to make right now. I can see you trying to go for the Icy Wind. Icy Wind is a pro in the fact that it will lower their attack. And with the full health Ferrothorn, maybe if you lower their attack, they can't double wild charge you out. On the other end, if you just go Power Punch, maybe you put this low enough that it is... And also, did you... 1, okay. 1, 2. The fact that you also just went 2 counters. Did they get a full Volt Switch through, or did that... Because if that takes you out, that's because you let a full Volt Switch through? Yeah, I think you let a full Volt Switch through there, which also let you go out there. It's a little tough to see those on the 1.5 speed, so I think if you fast move time and just Power Punch right away, I think you probably do a little more damage there that you can maybe then Bullet Seed it down. Bullet Seed Hex combo down. There. It's kind of a weird one though. It's definitely not as straightforward as you should do this. Like for example, you should get out here. But you're not, because you're gonna go to the Power Whip. And I get it. Power Whip will likely grab a shield here, especially a Shadow. It definitely will grab a shield. But again, you put yourself extremely low. I don't know why they're throwing here, unless they just have absolutely no answer to you in the back here. Which, if you're running a Poliwrath, you definitely should have an answer in the back here. I mean, I kind of get this, because Zap Cannon, because lowering their attack so the Shadow Balls don't do as much. Zap Cannon's like very close to being able to one-shot. I don't think it... Does it one-shot on its own? Full health? A little unclear. Even with this Power Punch, I don't think you're going to be able to take this out before they get to another move. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, so that's good there, actually. Oh, jeez. Double steal in the back. And this is why you try to draw out on the other end as well. Because if you don't, this is the type of stuff that can happen. Definitely shield. You're already boosted. This will take them out. Getting the Icy Wind off just to lower that attack. Plus you're 2 times boosted, so a resisted Icy Wind here still probably does a lot. Not wanting to get farmed down to let them just come out with 2 moves. You make that swap. Now losing CMP. I mean, they are Icy Wind, so maybe you could take it out. No, okay. So what happened here? You got taken out here. That's fine. Again, I think you took too much counter damage, but I'm going to stop saying that because I've made that point clear of what I think from that. You got the Power Punch here and able to take it down before they get a move off. So you're boosted with energy advantage here. So you throw it here. That's fine. The timing's fine there. Agree. Just get this double boosted, and agree you counter down, and agree that you shield. So everything's right so far. I think my only concern is here. I said Icy Wind is smart in the moment. And to a certain extent it is, because the counter damage is what's going to take out Poliwrath, and the counter damage is what's going to take out Ferrothorn. But again, it's one of those things where if you get that Power Punch off, maybe you put this in Bullet Seed range. Because those 3 counters would have put it to like the red, and then maybe you can bullet seed down before they do. Or you have to make, I'm going to look at your switch clock now. The other thing is you make that swap instantly. So your switch clock is up and they just burn their last shield. So your win con, I think this is actually the biggest mistake here. Your win con is just getting a power up off on Ferrothorn because they're shield down and you have shield advantage. So you let essentially 3 counters, 2.5 counters through before you finally got in here. So you take off those 2 counters, use that shield, you are at the power weapon. You will not lose CMP here. So once you grab that shield from Poliwrath with your Poliwrath, it should be instant swap to take it out. When shields are down, you only need 1 move. Find the Pokemon that's going to get the 1 move off. Okay, so it looks like a good lead here against Lantern, and they're staying in for some reason. I'm guessing they're ABA. They've got to be ABA week 2 Ferrothorn here. So you should be thinking about making an instant swap when they come in with probably a counter user. So Escav, you should be instant swapping. No, there's no reason here. This is okay. This one's easy for me because this is a very rookie mistake not being able to read a team. If Lantern's staying in against Ferrothorn, it's because they have a second Pokemon in the back. It's either they're one of 2 things. I'm going to give them the assumption that they're not the worst player in the world because that's one of the 2 reasons. There's no other reason to stay in with Lantern. The other reason is your ABA week 2 Ferrothorn in the back. So it's like another water Pokemon that's just going to get very easily beaten by this. So you need to know that, like, okay, if the Lantern is staying in and chip me here, it's going to be an ABA style team. So a counter user is going to come in here. You essentially have 2 answers to, you should be reading 1 ABA lineup, and 2, you should be reading that you have 2 answers for this. So there's absolutely 0 reason to take any counter damage from this. You should be like blind instant swapping almost. But 2, 3, 4, you just let 5 counters go through for no reason. Like you should be either, doesn't matter, Jellicent or Poliwrath. You just got rid of your biggest problem in Lantern. And you have 2 answers in the back. You should be making that swap immediately. So now you just let them counter you down. Now you let them get all this energy. Acid Spray, okay. There's your Ludicolo. ABA weak to Ferrothorn, right? And now you leave yourself vulnerable to this in the back. It should have been an instant swap into Jellicent or Poliwrath. Draw this out. Punish with Ferrothorn. And then the other one would have easily taken Escav. And this was an easy win. Probably turned into a loss right now. Yep, that was that was one of the easiest team read wins turned into a loss there. Again, but this is why people submit, right? This is the tough love. You got a team read like that. You got a team read. Why? Like it's logical. Why are they staying in with a Lantern against a Ferrothorn? It's because Ferrothorn's going to kill whatever's in the back too. So once you win that switch, once they come in Escav, it's an instant swap, and then it's an easy win there. That ended up being a loss. Oof. This is one I would build up to the Thunder and then throw the Power Whip. If it's a potential Hurricane, you have to respect it, but they could just bait because you haven't thrown. Okay, it is a Hurricane, so that's actually huge. And then you know what? Power Whip from a Shadow probably takes out Pelipper. So grabbing the shield right back and then going here to draw out a Ferrothorn. Okay, that is a potential to draw out. Like it's not a true ABB that you're just pulling out the same type all the time. Ferrothorn does take out Jellicent that Poliwrath would otherwise win as a counter user. Does not quite take you out. They can't bullet you down before you get to a move here, so that's nice. If they shield, you just come Ferrothorn just to eat that. You have to come Ferrothorn to eat it, but understand that 1, you don't have Thunder, which is going to be unfortunate because then you have to throw a double resisted Power Whip, and 2, if this thing goes down to Pelipper, you now have a flyer against a fighter in the back. So I think you're right here. You're farming up close to a Power Whip. I assume that's just going to be Weather Ball. So get this off here. Honestly, I know you're just fast move timing properly. I would just throw the Power Whip, honestly, because it's probably going to almost take it out and then just instant swap there. And then you'll easily take this here, going just power punch, and they're getting out. They just top left. I don't even know if power punch is the right thing to throw here, honestly, but maybe they just dumped a weather ball so it won't matter in the ending. Okay, great lead. They should leave. Okay, Wormadam trash. No, you can't let them get that much energy to not throw a move. I know power-ups resisted, so you should just be making that instant swap to Jellicent. If you had Thunder on Ferrothorn and you're taking resisted confusions to get a Thunder off to chip it, to then make it easy for Ferrothorn to take this matchup, 100% you can do that. You can't just like Bullet Seed resisted to let them farm up a ton to then get to a move here. You're lucky they're just throwing Iron Heads. I guess Bug Buzz would be resisted too on the Ghost, but I think that's probably better damage per energy. So you do end up keeping Switch here, which is nice. But again, it's one of those things where you just probably don't want to stand there that long. Do get off a Shadow Ball. Again, if they're smart, they just let this go, knowing that their Lantern's drawing dead anyways against Ferrothorn. Now you might want to wait out the Switch Clock a little bit. Okay. Maybe, oh yeah, maybe there's enough charge moves in that Wormadam Jellicent matchup. They let it go. Pelipper. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even pretending like I'm going Thunder here. I'm just going straight Power Whip. As a Shadow. Coming in here, I think coming in here is smart, and you just let it go. I think coming in here is smart because you're forcing them to throw the Hurricane, which is a ton of energy. You save the shield that even if they just want to go straight Weather Ball, which again, this is Weather Ball, but they're just banking on just going Wing Attack Weather Ball for the rest of this. You should be able just to outpace here with the 1 in throws. And maybe 2 Bullet Seeds to get to the next Power Whip here, but you should be able to do that before they get to multiple Weather Balls here. Again, I would shield, and then that CMP should make you win here. Yeah. Okay, Pelipper again. One that you can stand for a little bit here. But it is just to throw the Power Whip. There's even an argument that you should just go double Power Whip here. They bait you. I would honestly just go double Power Whip here. I'd throw back-to-back Power Whips because you're a Shadow. You're going to grab a shield. And then go Jellicent. So 1, 2 right away. Okay, that's fine if you want to fast move. If you actually fast move optimization says you should throw 1, but I was just going to say just go back-to-back just to try and get this out. And then Jellicent. Okay, that's great. Perfect. That's exactly what you should be doing. If you're going to stay in that matchup like you did, which is actually a fine response. And then you still try and draw something out, and you do. Draw out a Ferrothorn. Hopefully you'll live this. You should. We've seen that you can live this, and you can get to a move here. Now the only problem is they're going to come Wing Attack and get a little bit more energy, and it's not like the Poliwrath's going to be able to take this out. So they're just going to come Wing Attack, get 2 more Wing Attacks, which now puts you in an awkward spot that they could bait and then land. So we'll see what you decide to do. They do just go straight Hurricane, so now you should be able to outpace. I feel like if they bait a Weather Ball, they maybe get to a Hurricane there and take you out, but they decided to go straight for the nuke. It is a Quagsire in the back, Mud Bomb. I was about to say, I don't think Mud Bomb would take you out from a non-Shadow, but there you go. And Poliwrath, the only problem, again, now they're just going to Icy Wind and lower your attack. So now you gave up a shield and a ton of counter damage. You may grab the shield back, but like again, they're just outpacing you here, and you're leaving yourself vulnerable to the backline here. And I can't, oh, it's a Thunderfang Steelix. I was going to say, that's the best answer you have here. Thunderfang Steelix, right. So get the Surf off. You should just be able to outpace here significantly, especially with that timing by them. So you should just be able to outpace here with ease to get another Surf off here. I get your hesitation of getting out. I'll talk about that after this matchup because I think this is the last matchup. So able to just get both shields and take it out here. So great mid game here. They have their own Poliwrath. They're going to just counter you down. Good, yeah, just get any chip. Going to just sacrifice this. There's only one answer is to sacrifice. I mean, the other answer is come Poliwrath, but I think sacrificing this is not a bad answer. The only problem is they could just get a second Icy Wind and lower your attack and you can't reset now. That's my only concern. It is a Dynamic Punch, so that's nice. Oh, how you wish you had Dynamic Punch now. Because Dynamic Punch would end this matchup, but a Power Punch probably does not end this matchup for you doing well here. Because the Zap Cannon probably put you almost away. Yeah, it does put you away. Yeah, and that's just knowing Dynamic Punch is better in that matchup. Okay. I understand your hesitation to get out of the Poliwrath matchup because you're running an ABB style line where you have two options in the back. Your one option is a mirror match. Behind on energy is not great. And your second one is Jellicent, which is the hardest answer to Poliwrath. So if you are running a Jellicent in the back and come into the hardest answer to Poliwrath, they probably should have an answer to Jellicent. They didn't have a great one here, but in general, you should. If you're running Poliwrath in a 10 Pokemon meta, you better have an answer for Jellicent somewhere on the team, one if not two of them. So I get why you're hesitant. You're like, oh, if I come Jellicent right away, they're just going to punish me. Correct. Potentially they should, but correct. I still think you need to try and pull out the back. And if that is the case that they punish you, let's say they come Lantern or something, you still have the ability to farm a ton on Ferrothorn. So that way, when the Poliwrath does come back in, you can basically have a power up ready and start grabbing shields and stuff. As opposed to them just like Ferrothorn's fine against Poliwrath when it has energy and can launch those power reps because power reps are super effective and you're Shadow, so that will basically one shot. So it's very scary for a Poliwrath. It's not scary for Poliwrath when you're starting even energy, even shields, because the counter damage is going to add up way too fast on you. So I think you still need to draw out something with the Jellicent, even though you've probably heard me 100 times say, never go into your hardest answer immediately because they're going to have an answer. In a limited meta, with the purpose of drawing out that hardest answer anyways, as the team build, you have to. Yeah, so that's it. Anyways, thanks for the submission. Again, I'm just shooting so many of these right now. I can't even talk about my almost legend run because I don't know when I'm posting this and I don't know when. Anyways, I'm doing well right now. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.